Thanksgiving Greeting, 2025. Continue steadfastly in prayer, being watchful in it with thanksgiving. At the same time, pray also for us, that God may open to us a door for the word, to declare the mystery of Christ, on account of which I am in prison, that I may make it clear, which is how I ought to speak. Colossians 4:2-4. It's Thanksgiving again. In fact, everyone in the world is thankful to some extent, and many celebrate Thanksgiving. Thanks for the harvest, thanks for receiving, thanks for parents, for family, and thanks for obtaining the things you desired throughout the year. Obviously, the gratitude revealed in the Bible and the gratitude that Christians have shouldn't be this type of moral gratitude, but a response to the salvation of grace. Raya. We are familiar with the account in Luke 7:36-50. Jesus visited Simon's house as a guest. Simon was displeased with Jesus letting a sinful woman wash his feet with ointment. Jesus enlightened him with a parable, saying, "Both the one who owed 50 taels of silver and owed 5 taels of silver were forgiven their debts. Who received more grace? Of course, it's the one who owed 50 taels. Jesus is telling us that Christian gratitude involves recognizing one's debt to God, understanding that life has been redeemed at a high price, and sins have been forgiven. Consequently, one has a grateful heart, and is thankful for all the things and people around them. In contrast, those who consider themselves good and better than others receive less grace and lack gratitude. In other words, without a genuine heart of gratitude for the salvation of the gospel, people only express instinctive appreciation, remaining on the level of morality. Now, upon reading the above scriptures, we will understand more clearly why the Apostle Paul emphasized steadfast prayer, watchful with thanksgiving, and nothing could deter him from doing. So it is not difficult to understand that persistent prayer requires us not to view it as a task or a mere obligation, but as an indispensable part of human life, a constant companion to life, akin to breathing and heartbeat. Stopping it will result in spiritual death. However, we may overlook the relationship between alertness and thankfulness. Fortunately, with Jesus' previous definition of gratitude, we understand that without the awakening of spiritual life and living in the salvation of the gospel, there is no genuine gratitude. The opposite of gratitude is complaining or complacency. Complaining arises from a dull and slow spiritual life, while complacency stems from thinking one is capable and lucky. At such times, the grace of the gospel intervenes, saying, "Wake up, cease complaining. My grace is sufficient for you. Without me, you are even worse. Don't be self-righteous anymore. Without me, your abilities and luck will eventually come to naught." Satisfying material needs is not the purpose of life. Only caring for the soul's needs can provide true satisfaction. The tear of gratitude comes from seeing the Almighty God, recognizing that we fall short of God's glory, but are forgiven by His mercy. Where sin increased, grace abounds more. See Romans 5:20. A grateful person has seen their own self-righteousness and has become a favored woman. Otherwise, they are an ungrateful Simon. New creations harbor no complaints or self-righteousness because they have not forgotten to be grateful. Our lives exist for such a purpose, and our living is for opening a door for this word. A grateful person is willing to walk to reveal such a mystery. May we remember this grace with every bite of delicious turkey. I sincerely wish you and your family a warm and joyful Thanksgiving.